And welcome to Liz's Kitchen. Today we are going to prepare jollof rice. Preparing some chicken broth. Going to use it to add to some of my cooking that requires chicken broth. So what I have here today is some chicken that I cut off, and as you can see it's already in my pot, and just pieces of chicken that I would normally put on the side when I'm cutting a whole chicken. Example, the chicken bag. I cut that off the whole chicken every time I do a whole chicken when I'm cutting my. So this is just chicken pieces that I cut off and put aside. And once I get enough, I make chicken broth to add up to my stew. And this is just the chicken. I did put in some seasoning, salt. I put in black pepper, the all-purpose Goya seasoning, and I also put in some cubes. Here is my onions that I blended, and I'm going to put that into my pot. So it can also boil with my chicken broth. Yes, I normally make my own chicken broth so I can be able to season it well. And when I add it to my food, whatever I'm making that requires a chicken broth is already seasoned up. So it has been cooking on a low heat, um, very low heat, for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to let it cook, and once it's get all the ingredient and in it have and tastes good, we're going to turn it off and take off the meat and just keep the broth for future use. So with that said, I normally freeze it until I'm ready to use it, but this time I'm going to use it to cook some jollof rice. Yes, you heard me right. I'm going to use this to prepare my jollof rice. So with that, I'm going to let it continue to cook until all the sauce is nice and juicy and have good flavor. Then we will go ahead and cut it off and set it aside to be used for the jollof rice. Okay, and we'll see later. Out the chicken broth. So it's continue to cook. While that is cooking, I have some oil heating up to fry some chicken, and I'm going to use that chicken into my jollof rice. So this is my chicken that I'm going to prepare, and I'm going to put some seasoning in it, and I'm going to fry it up. So with that said, I have some seasoning that I'm using. I'm going to put a little bit of salt here. Get the salt, and I'm going to put in black pepper, and the Goya seasoning, of course. I'm going to put that on there and stir them up. Okay. So make sure the seasoning is all in it, and before we put it in there to fry. Okay. all stirred up. Um, so put a little bit of more of my black pepper in there. And yeah, so all right. Normally it's better to let the chicken sit overnight when you season it. And you have to season into the chicken real good, and the taste is unbelievable. But we are just going to season it up and fry it. So, all right. And it's all seasoned up now. We're going to put it in the frying pan and fry it up, the chicken. You can use your spoon if you want, which is fine. I'm going to use. So we're going to fry the chicken, and after we're done frying it, we're going to come back and make the sauce for the jollof rice. All right? So we will see in a few minutes. Thank you. All right, so we are back to check on the chicken. And as you can see, our chicken broth is still cooking. Okay, and I'm just going to stir it. Alright, take a look at our chicken broth. It's one thing to use the can, it's another thing to use homemade chicken broth. It's tasty with a lot of flavor in it. Okay. All right, so back to our chicken. We are frying the chicken for the jollof rice. Stay cooking. Not ready to be turned over. So put up the heat a little bit. Okay. So we still have to wait because it's not ready to be turned. We will come back again and check on it. And yes, I put up the heat a little bit more so it will cook faster. And so we can get ready to cook the rice and the stew for the jollof rice. All right, we'll be back to check on this. Hello, we are back to get the chicken, check on our chicken that we left frying, and yes, it's ready to be pulled out. Also, we also have over here our chicken broth, which is also ready. So I'm going to turn this off because it's ready, and as you can see, it's less water in it, and the gravy is ready for our jollof rice, the sauce. So that's the chicken broth, and now we're gonna get this chicken taken out and put in the other chicken, set of chicken. I'm using this oil also. We'll be using that to fry the gravy. So we have this flavor also to your jollof rice. And I'm going to add the next set of chicken in there. And okay, so now we have the last set of chicken cooking. I'm going to blend some peppers and onions. I have red onion peppers over here and some red onions that I'm getting ready to blend for my sauce. So these are our red bell pepper. And yeah, so I'm going to blend it, and that will be set aside for my sauce. All right, we will check on this later. All right, so we are back. Finishing up the chicken, and this is all ready to go. I'm going to take off the chicken, turn off the stove, so we can get a different pot to start frying our gravy for the jollof rice. Okay. Okay, and we turn off the stove for this. All right, I just washed some rice and put in the pots. So it's a big rice because a big pots because I'm cooking a lot of the jollof rice. I have to take half of this to my friend, so I'm going to make a lot. Big pan for her. So anyway, with that said, I already washed the rice, and I did put in the put it on the stove now. I do have a lot of rice in here, and you can see it's white rice and a little bit of water. You don't want to cook it with too much water because you will be cooking it also with your gravy. So you have to make sure it's just a little bit of water. And what I do is cook my gravy separately, and the rice I cook it a little bit with a little bit of water because I also have to mix it together and cook it some more. So we're gonna wait, cover it up. I'm gonna put a top on this and cover it up, and then we're gonna wait a little bit more and get the gravy ready. All right, okay, so we will see in the next couple of minutes. So we are back. I have to get a bigger pot because I need everything fried up. So I have here the oil that I use to fry my chicken. I'm going to pour that into this pot, and I'm going to use that to make my gravy. All right, so I'm going to turn the heat up so this can fry it up. While that is frying up, I got the tomatoes, my bell pepper, onions that I blended up. The red bell pepper. And I also have some tomato paste. So I want to put a little bit of this in there. Remember, we are doing jollof rice, so we need a lot of tomatoes. I'm going to start with that one. Also, I'm going to add up my pepper that I blended together, my pepper and my onions, so they can fry together. So this is pepper and onions, and going to fry them up. I'll put the fire up a little bit so we can get that to fry it up. All right, this is just the sauce that we making for the jollof rice. Yeah, this is, remember, bell pepper, onions, and now the tomato paste. That's what I'm putting here to fry. Also, I'm going to add my seasoning. I have here from some chili seasoning that I'm adding on it. Okay, for flavor, and also for your jollof rice texture. And also we have a sauce. This is from the international market. I guess you can also find it at Giant in the international section. Yeah. So it have a thyme leaves in it. It have it's like all seasoning, but this, I just like this flavor better. So you can get in the international section of the grocery store. I'm also going to add some garlic powder. You can use any brand of garlic powder. I'm going to add some of that. That's garlic. And also going to add, this is a jerk, Caribbean jerk sauce. I'm going to add some of that. Put as much as you want. I love the flavor in it. It gives it a better and a great taste. So you put enough in there. A little bit spicy, but yeah, make sure jollof rice tastes real good. So I love to put enough of this. Okay. Okay, so it's frying. I'm gonna stir it up. So it can continue to fry. We don't want it to burn at the bottom. Okay. You want to taste as you go for flavor. Make sure you're not putting too much seasoning while it's frying. And great. Okay, we're gonna let it boil and cook for a little bit, and we're gonna come back and check on it. At the meantime, we have the rice that is ready. It doesn't take that long to cook, and make sure your rice is not cooked all the way. It has to be cooked halfway, because you also have to cook it into your sauce. So it's done. Doesn't take that much to be cooked. So we're gonna wait until our gravy is all ready. We're gonna let it fry it up. And before we add the chicken broth, we're gonna let it sit and fry, and we'll come back to check on it. All right, so we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back to check on this gravy. Make sure it's not burning up, and when you cooking the gravy, make sure you are checking on it periodically. Just make sure that you stirring it a lot. Don't just wait. Don't just give it some time. Keep stirring it up. Keep checking on it so it doesn't burn at the bottom. You just want it to fry. So you don't want to taste it when it's burnt. And your food would taste burnt. I'm also going to add some of it, a little bit of curry in there. Not much, but just a little bit. Make going to add a little bit of the Creole seasoning in it. Okay. Your jollof rice. You add a little bit of that. And last, I'm going to add my gravy, my chicken broth that I cooked. We're going to put that in there and let it cook some more. While your sauce is cooking, I also like to put more chili for also make your jollof rice look good, and also the flavor, give it a good flavor. Okay, stir it in. Alright, and I'm gonna put some, this is crushed pepper, so I'm gonna put some crushed pepper in here. I love cooking with different seasoning, so you get the taste that like, ooh, what's in it? And you know, how people try to put together the flavor, what's in your food when you cook it. When you add up your different seasoning and get a unique flavor, they would keep guessing what's in it, but only you know what you put in your sauce when you cook it. And taste as you go, so you can make sure it's not too much. You just get just enough seasoning in it. Okay. All right, so we are back with the gravy, and this time we're going to be pulling in over the rice. This is going to be going into the oven so to cook some more. That's why you don't have to cook the rice all the way. The rice is only cooked halfway because this is going to go into the oven to be cooked again some more. So we're going to just put the gravy and yeah. Okay. So we're gonna be back, and I'm gonna show you after the gravy is poured over before we put it in the oven. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so want put in the oven for 5 minutes. Take them off and mix them up, because you want to get your gravy into the rice, the entire rice. All right, so after 5 minutes, we take them up, and then we are mixing them up now to get the gravy into your rice. And you can see your jollof rice is looking good. Yep, look at that. Okay, just stir it in the vegetable and the gravy so all the taste can go through the entire rice. And then we're gonna put it back in the oven and let it finish cooking. All right, so look at that. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing to the other pan, and after we are done, so this is what it looked like before. And then when you mix it up, this is where your jollof rice look like. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so we gonna finish mixing it up and put them in the oven, and we will come back to show you the end and of your jollof rice. All right, so we are back to check on these rice. As you can see, we left them there in for a while, 30 minutes or more, just to make sure that the rice is cooked all the way. Remember, we didn't cook it all the way to begin with, just because we're going to cook it all the way after. So we're gonna check on them now, make sure they're okay. And okay. See now, the rice look like it's all cooked. There we go. Rice is cooked. And yeah, so ready to go. And let's check on the other one. Make sure this is all ready. There we go. All ready to go. See here too, this is all ready to go. All right, that's your jollof rice. Okay, so we are all set. Your jollof rice is ready to be served. If you test your rice and you see that it's not, okay, good. Test your rice and you see that it's not soft enough or part of it is not put back. But yeah, so we all set and that's it. Don't forget, please do me a favor to subscribe to my video. All right, so now that we stir up the rice, we also have the chicken that we dip fry. So what I'm going to do with this chicken right here is put them on top of the rice. And these are our fried chicken. They're all ready to go. You can put them on top of the rice and put it back in the oven so it can stay warm until you're ready to eat. Yeah. All right. This is how you do it. And it's going to have chicken on it. And the other one is going to stay plain because this is the one that I'm taking out for a friend. And this is the other one that we are going to be eating for dinner today. All right. So there you have it. I have the chicken on the jollof rice. And this one is just vegetables. Because that's how my friend wanted it. Just vegetables. All right. Thank you, and we will see you again on my next video.